we are really listening closely to these arguments, okay? Who is going to really win our hearts, or who win our vote, are the ones who really have convinced us to think about our own personal use of a smartphone and to determine whether or not we are, I don't know, getting better with them. Closing arguments begins with the for side. Begin.
Saying Cody Spot, so this is what he wrote. Even a 7-year-old is smarter than an adult if they have access to the web. Smartphones improve your memory. They help free up memory that would normally be used for hidden memories, you know what I'm saying? Lacking interest or excitement, no. Not much can be done without smartphones. With smartphones, you can look things up and take less time than if you look it up with a book. You can save money with apps on your phone instead of calling and using your calling plan. You can use an app like Skype, which you can call other people with Skype for free over the internet. When you're offline, you can call and text. For example, if there's an emergency, you can text them and they can call for help. Phones are everywhere. They alert you of Ember alerts, weather alerts. So I quote, smartphones are also handy in a disaster such as the 2011 Japan earthquake, where they were used for communication 9. The landlines were down, and search and rescue. Okay.
Yes, there are some downsides to smartphones, but the smartphones were actually used to help the person interact with stuff they might need, or interact with people who are far away who they might want to connect with. Like if there's a person halfway across the world that they might want to connect to on a personal level, they can use the smartphone instead of flying all the way over there just to talk to them.
Okay. All right. Give them a round of applause for the end of their conclusion. Against side, begin.
So our thesis was that smartphones negatively affect people physically and mentally. It physically hurts people because it damages their brain, and studies show that internet addiction is associated with the structural and functional changes in the brain regions involving emotional processing, executive attention, decision making, and cognitive control. Brain scans also show atrophy, which is the shrinkage or loss of tissue volume in the brain. Areas affected include the important frontal lobe, which is in charge of the things like planning, prioritizing, organizing, and getting stuff done. An adult states that she cannot imagine the emotional roller coaster ride kids are going through because she has tested out how easily she got addicted to the social media on her cell phone or on her smartphone. And she is a grown woman with a lifetime of professional communications and technology experience, and she sees how cyberbullying has become a big crisis since children's self-esteem is now based off of unpredictable digital feedback from a cell phone or from a smartphone.
So adding on to what Camille said, people are being too attracted to their phones, which can really damage them. Like looking at a screen too long will end up damaging your eyes, and once it starts damaging your eyes, you'll start needing like glasses or other like specific things. And phones can really hurt you in different ways. Like for example, like there's cyberbullying. You could like start getting depression and have like other thoughts that are not good for you. And yeah.
You rest. Thank you so much. Give them a round of applause.
Okay, at this time, again, you're going to take about 15 seconds. Think about their arguments in the framework of logos, pathos, and ethos. Were they convincing? Which side was more convincing? Okay, we have another 5 seconds. Think about it.
Tyler, don't vote because your hands again.
Okay, at this time, again, there are no undecideds. 4 votes. For the motion, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay? And against the motion, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 against.
Yeah, but in Oxford debate, it's not about the most popular vote. And I'm about to deliver some really bad news. It's about the greatest amount of growth. Therefore, the winner is not against with 20, but actually, is that, who had the greatest growth then? It was for sure before, right? Mr. Tell me if I'm wrong. But that in Oxford debate, the person who wins is the person who gains the most, who steals the most away.
So we went from 5 to 16, we gained 11.
And then this is a minus, it'd be a minus %. That's how Oxford debate goes.
They won by 16 points.
Because, hold on. In Oxford debate, they actually don't reveal the number, they only show the %. So in this case, Mr. Chin, tell me if I'm wrong, that is a negative %, right? Of 24 to 20, right? And then they had gained all of the undecided. I'm gonna look up the Oxford debate rules right now, but I am quite sure that in Oxford debate, it does not matter who has the most votes, it matters who gains the most votes. And that's how. I'm gonna look it up.
Congrats to you.
Mr. Chin, if you could just again end with, appreciation for both. I'm gonna look at the Oxford rules.
Okay.
Please be quiet.
So again, thank you very much for your vote. Again, this isn't about creating friends or enemies. This is about about argument and debate. There's no winners, there's no losers. Much as you would like it to be, okay? But both sides, they worked really hard. Okay, let's, for the for side, give them a round of applause. And for the against side, give them a round of applause. So, I want to just take a real quick poll. Based on
Turn it off.